anti-green at this point. I
No, I love
point that
green.
out. He hates
Go
green
green,
heroes. Hates green.
You just want to call everybody a hater, don't you, Paul?
Well, you're an EG.
Are you
hater.
going to make a
green
little label
hero
for him?
hater? Yeah, and I'm going to make
Who's
one
the
for him
EG
as well.
hater?
Eh?
I am apparently,
Look,
after
he's
being
on site.
accused of being a Sumail fanboy for years now, I am apparently an EG hater because Paul says so.
I'm just trying to balance it out for you, buddy.
No,
I'm
I'm
just
good.
trying to, you know, give you some haters as well as lovers. Into the draft we go then.
Two very good bans. I think taking away Lich is always a good thing, and I'm presuming that this is Keen that are taking the Enchantress off the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think actually
Very
Solo
mimic
used to
CIS.
play. Solo used to play a second Enchantress. Most recently, it's been Lil for this team. But again, the early and
Some good respect here from Kane. They've done the homework. That's good.
yeah, you have to take that early pressure off the table, and then you pick an early pressure hero for yourself in the Night Stalker. I love it.
All right, so VP.
Very good.
Second pick.
You
can take, like, Veno Earth.
Mhm.
And when I say Veno Earth, you can take either of the Shakers. or
Okay,
Spirit.
Will,
What's up?
where are you on Bane right now? I just don't like Bane, and
Really?
there are so many teams that think it's good, and there's so many people
Well,
that I respect that think it's good.
There are 3 teams that are picking it a lot. Fnatic are one of them. Secret are another one that have been picking it a lot. Puppy's been
Well,
picking it.
EG's picked it.
And
EG
has
ran
been
it.
picked
Yeah,
up
I
as
mean,
well. So it's not. It doesn't seem widely, but there are some teams who seem to favour it.
I like Bane a lot.
Is it style?
okay.
There was me and Cap were to prepare ourselves for TI. We said like, what are 2 heroes that you think that nobody really plays that you think will be good? And my suggestions were Bane and Slardar.
Okay.
And Slardar I was completely wrong on. What? And Bane I thought going into TI because it was never picked. I was like, I was 0 for 2. But all of a sudden this hero started having a resurgence, and it's because the lack of 5 heroes as a whole. If you think about it, how many 5 heroes have you seen in the press, like 2-3 tournaments we've seen? Bane, AA, it's like Silencer, Jakiro,
Yep.
just like 4 different 5 position heroes, and it's because most 5 position heroes are garbage now. Think about a Crystal Maiden. Who is a Crystal Maiden gonna fight? You can't bully anybody out of the lane. You're so slow. Your ultimate's pretty garbage.
Well,
What's up?
Jakiro's not garbage.
Jakiro is pretty good. He was one of the like 4 that I listed.
Okay.
But the others are like, they're horrible. And so I was asking a lot of the pros, like, why don't you guys pick 5s anymore? And they're like, because there's a limited selection. And if you pick like a 5 position Pugna or 5 position Earthshaker, they'll still accomplish the same things.
Yeah. But I also think that's what you're seeing. Like, so many top teams have gone to dual support opens now. If you look at, I think there were 7 different heroes. If you look at PGL and Starlighter, there were 7 different heroes that were banned 20 or more times in the first phase, and 6 of the 7 are almost dedicated 5 supports. Like it's that role is being so focused on because of the paucity of alternatives.
So what do you make of the opening 2 picks on both sides so far? I mean, pretty standard, but the Mirana is quite early.
The Mirana is quite early, but I know a lot of the Chinese teams like it a lot. We saw LGD most recently use it.
Yeah.
Like that Mask of Madness build that we saw maybe use a lot. I think pretty effective overall, but it is a little bit of a surprise that Virtus.Pro first to open Nature's Prophet Bane. Like Nature's Prophet and
Are you really surprised?
They just don't seem to go together though.
it's more the interaction between Nature's Prophet versus Night Stalker. Like I don't know which favors what. Because, like, of course you have the flying vision and you can play the scout game against NP. But at the same time, if Night Stalker runs around the map, then Nature's Prophet just has a free lane against most heroes.
Yeah, I actually think this is pretty even through the first 4 picks, especially because Virtus.Pro is so comfortable getting value out of lane bulliers like the Bane. I mean, I can see Solo run around on Bane just, again, making the enemy mid's life miserable.
You don't think Lil will take the Bane?
I hope not. I actually have a soft spot for Lil. Like, I actually like to see Lil on high skill cap heroes. I think he's technical skill wise, I think he's as good a 4 as there is out there.
Okay, so the MP is what? No one's?
No. The NP's. I hope the NP's Pasha.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's an open hero nowadays.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it is in no one's pool.
Nowadays in drafting, it's been, unless they're like heroes that you really favor, or like these really obvious or these more obvious 5 picks, then you usually take these heroes that are really open and don't reveal anything.
Multi-lane heroes.
Exactly. That's why Puck has seen
Yep.
such a high tier in a lot of these regions.
And Nyx has seen a lot of first 2 picks as well.
Yeah,
similar reason, right?
It can go off lane or play the 4 or the 5.
Now, the way Synderen put it in our last panel segment, which I thought was completely on point, was that if you playing for a top team right now, you are pretty much, you're not expected to play every hero, but you are, as a core, expected to be able to play, at least with a little practice, every lane. That you should be able to play all 3 lanes.
But so far, I mean, this draft, pretty unexpected from both sides. Like, the Night Stalker opener, of course, is really stable.
Wow. Okay, so you may have been right. This may be a little Bane and a solo BH. Damn.
You don't think it's the other way around?
I'm trying to remember. I'll have to look at that. I'm trying to remember which we've done in the past.
5 seconds remaining.
Now, in a way, it doesn't. In a way, it matters a lot less with these particular 2 heroes than it would with a lot of combinations they pick. Now, Keen, this is very, very standard for them, and the Jakiro gained popularity in the Chinese scene as a pushing support that doesn't require much farm, but still, I think Jakiro scales better with farm than most people believe, which is why teams like EG think that they can run him offline.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, the interesting thing with the Jakiro, obviously it's very in the meta right now. Mostly as a 5, but we've seen it as an off and a mid for that matter as well. But it's not in the circle of picks for Keen recently.
You gotta adapt.
So I mean, that's what we said, right? Right up front, they've been a very meta-based drafting team so far.
Well, we say that, but they've also been a really flexible team.
Yeah, no, I'm backing up the theory.
Oh, okay.
Jakiro's very much in the meta.
Fair enough.
They're a meta-based team. Although they haven't been picking him recently, it makes perfect sense that they would move that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there's a huge benefit, Paul, when you don't have to play tournament after tournament.
Yeah.
We talked about how in the EG series, would they be able to expand their hero pool or change things up, and they weren't able to.
It's impossible in
Exactly.
what, 2 days, whatever it was, since they've flown back from Bucharest.
But Keen, maybe they didn't play the Jakiro before.
Sure.
They saw it picked continuously, and they're like, guys, maybe there is something to this.
Yep.
And now you have time to practice it and see if it works for your own style. And that is the benefit of not going to all of these tournaments, is you get to kind of take the best, see what works, see what's just meta, if people are overrating certain things, if they're underrating certain things.
Seen a lot of DP today.
I guess the one concern that I would have as Keen right now is Jakiro going to be able to protect your mid? Because VP right now, like, they like to pressure the enemy mid anyway, and they have the combination of Bounty Hunter and Bane are just 2 supports that can both either individually or as a duo make the enemy mid's life just hell.
Yep.
And Nature's Prophet is fairly self-sufficient. They can 5th pick a fairly self-sufficient core. Keen has to watch the roam from VP.
At the same time, I think Mirana is one of the better heroes at dealing with stuff like that, because it's really hard to kill her. And even if you harass, yeah, it's annoying for any mid hero, but it's the kill potential that really gets to you. And as a Mirana player, you always have Leap in your back pocket, and no DP is going to like level Silence at level 3 or something, unless they see a guaranteed kill opportunity.
I don't know. I think there are certain mid heroes, and I worry sometimes that Mirana is one that you don't necessarily have to kill them a bunch of times, as long as maybe you kill them once and you just deny them their farm. You can. It's hard to kill the Mirana. You can zone her out, though.
By the way, I really like the interaction between picking DP and Bounty Hunter together. I feel like the thing that DP hates is getting kited, and when you just track and you get to just straight up chase, you have that added move speed to play around the kite a little bit. It really helps heroes like Death Prophet, because right now what I felt like VP lacked was team fight, and so you need this 4th pick hero that will be able to shore up that difference, and you need heroes that'll benefit from that track speed. And here's like Bane, Nature's Prophet, Death Prophet. Yeah, they don't have the best catch or anything like that, but when you all run at 400 plus move speed, it's not as necessary.
That's actually a really good point about the Bounty. Bounty, not necessarily a hero that has intrinsic team fight himself, but if you pick him with certain combinations, heroes that benefit from that move speed boost, like the DP with Exorcism up, he can actually be a team fight enabler.
It's similar. Bounty Hunter and Nature's Prophet, the downside of them is they do win you lanes, but they don't really help your team fight. Because if you think about it, Bounty Hunter is just this really annoying guy who throws out track, and his team fight contribution is to throw out track and like cross his fingers and hope you win that fight. It's like, guys, I hope this is enough.
We'll get a lot of gold if we win.
It's like, it's the ultimate gamble. You're hoping for it.
So the puck for Keen. They do have a couple of puck players in here as well. Young and Dark can play this and have done. So they can use it in a couple of positions.
It's still open too. I mean, ordinarily by this point in the draft, you say puck has been countered or not.
But you could switch it around. In here.
You could still run Marana safe lane. Takiro off puck mid. There's a.
You like Marana safe?
It's okay. I'm just saying the option is available for you.
But they have a main Marana player, which is ZZZ, and he does predominantly play.
Yeah,
so
that's the one.
It'd be unusual if they'd suddenly change this around. But they do, as I said, Ying and Dark both play the puck. Yeah, just for the fans at home, there are two of the Keen players do go by Chinese names. They do.
Ying is the way that we asked the team. Ying is the way that we're pronouncing their mid player's name, and Ming Chen is what we're going to call the 4-position player.
Apparently, Ying's name means fluorescent.
Yeah,
I think
heard that.
He should just be called fluorescent.
I wanted to go with that too, but we had someone ask the team. So
always difficult for us non-Mandarin speakers, I have to say.
I like the ban of the Ramses Sven here. And okay, this is
Now things have heated up.
I actually kind of I like Monkey King as a 5th pick for Keen. The only thing that I'll criticize about it is that VP can pick something ranged here, so you're not going to get that coveted Monkey King versus melee core matchup. But he's still a half decent winner. Although
look at this draft.
You know what? I'm going to go back to that.
All 5 can be moved around here in this King.
No,
team. All 5.
Monkey King though with that 0 base armor, super vulnerable to getting roamed on.
So what do you take here? You take like Bloodseeker or something like Faceless Void for more teamfight? Oh, alright.
You take a Bloodseeker.
Okay.
That's what you do.
Yep.
Thanks, Will.
Did they take it before?
And this is...
They took it as you said it.
Is this the one question for you? Well, is this the one melee core that Monkey King doesn't crap all over in lane?
It's the hardest, isn't it?
I think Monkey King beats
Monkey King
Bloodseeker.
I think he beats him, but I don't think it's like half as bad as some of the other melee
rough,
versus MK.
But I don't really like seeing Monkey King off lane. I hope they don't do that.
Well, we're gonna find out. Final thoughts before we head over to our commentators from both of you in terms of the draft and what you've made of it so far.
I think Virtus.Pro
Will hates
probably
going
wins
first,
this.
by the way, Alan.
I do.
That's why I did it.
Because I just like to pick. Alright, I won't reveal my secret.
You like to pick against your co-fan.
Yeah.
Because I think
For
it's
fun.
I like the argument.
All right.
You can go first.
I'm going to go
Go
VP.
for it, Alan. Give me your best reason why your team wins.
I'm going to go VP. I think that they picked the kind of lineup that they're very comfortable playing. I think they have the early roaming advantage, and I think that Keen, even though they're going to have a hard time killing the Marana or Puck, I think they're going to shut down the Monkey King, limit the farm of the other 2 cores. VP wins.
Okay, Alan goes with Go CIS. Will?
I agree with everything Alan says. I feel like the Bloodseeker pick complements their draft very well, and that's why I'm going with Keen.
Contrarian investing is what we call this.
And go China, says Will. So we're all evenly balanced. You wouldn't expect anything less from an expert panel, would you? Time to head over to our commentary team now for game number 4, the final game of day number 1. Can Keen come up trumps yet again? Let's find out as they go head-to-head with Virtus.Pro.
Thank you very much, Paul. And indeed, here we have it, the final game of day 1 at ESL Hamburg. I'm Odie Pixel. I'll be joined once again by the fabulous Ben Malini-Wu as we get into this last game of the day. Virtus.Pro versus Keen Gaming. Ben, we've seen the drafts. I'm excited for this one. Keen Gaming, a side that we don't really know much about. I'll be honest myself, I've never got the pleasure of casting one of their games. I'm excited to see what they can do against VP, but there's no doubt about it, sort of as the panel said, VP have an incredibly frightening lineup to play against.
The Bloodseeker versus Monkey King is one that we actually usually don't see too much. Usually Monkey King just dumps their Bloodseeker in lane, and he has so much burst that you're actually kind of scared of Blood Raging yourself. But we'll see how Dark plays this one out.
I mean, because indeed it is Dark, obviously, as you're insinuating, playing the Monkey King on the offlane, which is something that... Well, Blitz said he was a little scared of the offlane Monkey King. So you said obviously that sort of matchup's nice, but
melee versus melee, he owns. It's like Ursa, except I think Monkey King beats Ursa too. So it's just because he's not really a melee hero.
Oh, he's not, is he? But they like to categorize him as that because that's how how balance works in the world of Dota 2, ladies and gentlemen. Do not question the frog. We will go for what we will do is for you, ladies and gentlemen at home following, we'll go for the lineup of King Gaming so you know what we're looking out for, because some of the names, of course, are using the Chinese characters. And don't worry, I'll translate for you. So on the off lane, of course, Dark, nice and easy.
He was a courier. He messed up.
Oh dear, come on, Dark, step up your Monkey King
watching.
game. So he'll be playing the off lane Monkey King. As we move over to the rest, we have the mid laner, which is pronounced, I do apologize for my pronunciation, but it should be pronounced something like Ing. So we'll go with Ing. Ing is on the mid lane puck. Over here, we have Tian Ming. I don't know how good that is, Ben.
Tian
Ming. Tian Ming. We'll call him T-God. T-God on the Night Stalker. Have we got any other T-Gods at the moment in Dota? There's not many T-Gods, is there? No. No, that could be a spot that he could step into. It depends how he plays, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. T-God's on the Night Stalker. And then last but not least, we've got the last couple up here. G. We will go with the pronunciation. It's spelled Z-H-I. I'm imagining. Would you pronounce that G?
I think it's closer.
We'll go with Triple Z. And of course, also up there was Wrong on the Night Stalker. But the battle indeed does begin. Ing in trouble. He's taking a lot of right click here from Solo. Has to phase shift, but now King Gaming. Tianming ready for the chase down. And we could see a bit of the old do-si-do here.
Yeah,
we'll see how long.
Forever.
It is. He's got the void to pop. But at the moment, he's just giving him the rundown and the slap back.
Bane's too fast, man.
Well, we got 310 movement speed on Solo. And, oh, yes, he's got 340. He's got the boots on the Night Stalker.
Yeah, but it's a Bane. Bane is ridiculously tanky. I think he has the most stats in the game.
The most stats in the game?
Combined stats, he has like 69. 23 times 3, yeah. He has 69. I think he has like the highest stats combination in the game.
Ah, well, there we have it. And of course, the lineup of VP, you guys know them. You don't need any introduction to these boys. It's the good old, same old Virtus.Pro lineup that we know and love. Lil on his bounty hunter. Solo on the Bane. No one on the mid lane. Ramsey is playing the Bloodseeker. And last but not least, Pasha on the Nature's Prophet mid lane. Bringing Ing very low on the puck. He's got the backup of Tianming to force back Lil. Bottom lane, Dark, having to deal with this lane. As you were saying to me, Ben, Monkey King on paper, pretty nice against the Bloodseeker. Having the Bane here as well, how hard does this make this for the Monkey King off lane? Or do you think Dark could still do okay down?
I think he's fine.
Yeah.
What is it really to worry about? I think you can trade his with a Bane too, because you're not a true melee, and you have a lot of innate regeneration if you get Jingu stacks. And if you don't get Jingu stacks, that means that Ramsey's not coming up to creeps. So it's a win-win. So it looks like Lil is looking for a chicken snipe.
Oh, I like that as well.
Close.
Little bit of a move into the tree line there as the tree. Make sure that you can get Solo nice and close for the first few hits. In fact, he's going to get it built up. It's nice. Thanks for that, Solo. But yeah, as you say, so far so good here for the offlane Monkey King Dark.
Monkey King is one of those heroes that's just really good in like one-on-one and one-on-two situations too. Especially if you can't kill him with just these two. He's just one of the best at trading for us. Yeah. No support can take him one-on-one.
No, like that as well. I think did pop the boundless there to secure the big creep from the side pull that was being made as well. Nice play there from Dark. Mid lane Ing on the puck. How's he doing? 7-1 against no one's 11 for free. So certainly proving to be a tough lane there on the middle. Now down bottom. The rotations come in from Tianming. They're closing down onto Solo. It's going to be your first boundless strike. Comes out a little too late. Doesn't matter. Wrong.
He's like, whoa, I do that much damage?
Well, there we go. First blood for King Gaming. The rotations in reaction to the movements from VP coming out on top mid lane. That Curry's in trouble. Oh, they know. They're smart. They're keeping it safe for now. King Gaming are aware that something's going on. Oh, they really want this VP. Pasha's thinking about coming in as well.
It just has to stay alive for 10 more seconds.
Yeah, nice.
And then they can just boost it back.
Nice awareness from King.
They've a lot of resources at this. Bounty Hunter's been in the area for a while. They dropped an Observer Ward. But I suppose Keen has two. Takes one person's micro, Night Stalker's kind of babysitting it, and now they'll draw along the tree line. So they are, I would say, experienced. A lot of teams kind of fall apart. I don't remember who was talking about it. Maybe it was... Look
at this. Nice little play there from Wrong. Takes the Nightmare off to make sure that Dark can go to work on Solo. Solo keeps himself alive. Oh, actually, that's a Blood Rage Monkey King. You got to get yourself away from that boy. They will kill him. So that's fine. The Blood Rage Monkey is down. Wrong in trouble as Pasha with the rotation looking to turn things onto Jakiro. Solo falls low, does go down, but Wrong loses his life as well. They lose a couple.
Nice play from Pasha.
Get out. Looks like you get. In fact, Tianming, does he want to go back in with Dark? That's the question.
You're still giving the Mirana free farm though. At least they did kill the Monkey King, stop him from getting out of control. But
yeah, they got the core kill at least, but
yeah, but it's an offlane Monkey King. He can actually do a lot of damage without that much farm. As long as he gets his levels, I would say he's in a pretty good position.
I mean, this mid lane matchup, as we can see, no one is having a great time. 19 for 9 against the 14 for 5. Is this expected that the Death Prophet comes out on top?
Well,
or?
there's a bounty in the game,
Yeah.
so take that. Take the normal matchup with a grain of salt. There's only a few things you can't face, like several things pierce phase shift, static link, and the spirit siphon.
Oh, the good old siphon, yeah. Oh, bottom lane. Got the Sprout here. Dark will be blood righted. Lil with the rotation finds the touch. Dark has no escape. He goes down. Wrong will be able to keep himself back and safe.
Yeah, VP have switched up. You don't really want the Bane down here. You want a kill lane on him because you just want to bring him from 100 to 0. Like the slow chip does not work against a Monkey King. But yeah, he's look at the CS, especially relative to MPs. You have 36 on the Murano versus the 10 on Pasha.
I don't think he's missed a last hit here at the moment.
Yeah,
GGG.
that's actually really good CS.
Some clean stuff there from the safe lane Murano.
Surprised Monkey King didn't get a Quelling Blade.
Did not indeed. We'll see what sort of a build comes out from him this game as well.
What's the Mango for? It's a weird one.
It is, to be fair, yeah, especially with the skill build, of course. Yeah, only having the Boundless Strike. I mean,
Soaring?
Soaring Monkey.
Well,
I mean,
that's the only thing Mango builds into. So.
You're sure.
But he didn't
it might be
start
a
off...
casual mango, you never know. But
yeah.
Soaring, it doesn't sound that bad. I mean, Soaring's it's been picked up more and more on cores nowadays, isn't it?
Yep, but not Monkey King. It's also weird because he didn't start off with it. He like just picked it up, and he's also not versus mana burn. I think if you reverse like AM or something like that, where you'll get mana burn, and you need mana later on, then it's fine.
I'm gonna attempt to this here, trying to see if Ron can sort of get in distance to follow up with anything, but couldn't quite slow down Ramses enough on the Bloodseeker.
Lil is just all up in mid, trying to find this courier.
He is again. Is he gonna have a chance of finding it this time?
No,
Whereabouts?
it's
Back at base.
But he plays another Observer Ward in between the T1 or T1 and the T2 just to get that extra little chicken nab.
Wow, look at this. So only his third game in professional play on Bounty. I mean, at the moment we saw him with the 2 movements down bottom. He was getting the job done. Did manage to kick off 2 kills.
Oh, I see chicken flying out.
Oh, but he's given up at the same time.
He's actually sat so long there.
Oh yeah, he sort of has to cut his losses. Bottom lane, Ramses does get slowed down. They get the Ice Path into the Boundless Strike. They surround Ramses. Mid lane, though, action as well, as they're looking for Ing on the puck. Ramses to fall Ing as well. Drops the Dream Coil, but it's more of a nightmare for the puck, as the gank successful from VP. Bottom lane, though, is the trade that Keen are looking for. They may have lost the puck, but they absolutely shut down that bottom lane.
Yeah, you think Bane is a big badass support, but when you're up against a Monkey King and Night Stalker, these heroes that can swarm you.
Yeah, it's not fun. Not fun for Solo at all.
Yeah.
A lot of control and a lot of, certainly playing against this Jakiro as well. Very few ways that Nightmare's ever going to be able to save you. Just so many ways that Keen Gaming can use a defensive Nightmare against the side of VP. 4-4 at the moment. Keen Gaming with a strong showing out of the laning stage against Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, VP aren't really able to like swiftly take towers. Generally, what you want to do with the Nature's Prophet and Death Prophet lineup is just take towers down very, very early on. Just kind of swarm one lane. They swarmed bottom, but Keen also responded with tons of heroes down bottom, so they weren't able to transition that into a smooth push. And now this Mirana has enough farm, 52 CS in 7 minutes.
I mean, the CS is absolutely juicy this game. We're both No One and GGG just blowing us away. 52 at pre-8 minutes. Very, very good for these 2 cores.
But it looks like they are going to run into the Bounty Hunter. They aren't smoked too, so it looks like they're just going to get scouted out. There is dust on Night Stalker, but I doubt that Lil will reveal himself.
So we'll have a short pause here from me, and it was indeed a short one. We're straight back into the action. No delays today. Oh, I do actually have the dust ready for Lil.
I didn't actually see how they saw him because they weren't smoked and they had used scan on the shrine earlier. So I don't know, maybe just good heads up play by them.
Oh, that's a backband. Bottom lane, Dark. It's gone. Sprouted up, no escape for the Monkey King. Wrong. Looking to TP himself out and will make it. No cancel in time. Gets away.
King are very good about mitigating their death toll. I think that's one of the biggest problems of some teams is just helping out your teammate. Someone calls it like save your teammate syndrome, but whatever it is, like making sure that you don't give up multiple deaths, because Jakiro can come back and
I
save
like that
tower.
as well. Straight into the face of the Bloodseeker. GGG just instantly jumps on top of him.
Get in there.
Doesn't even need to throw the ice. Bam, he's gone. Very, very nice. Cute little play there. Mid lane as well. Ing jumping in onto Solo. Does hold back the puck with the Nightmare. He's been dream coiled. Pasha comes in time. Will sprout Ing and stop him from going for anything further aggressive. Lil's there with the cutoff. Good positioning from the Bounty. Does he have the damage? He does have the level 1 Shuriken. But the arrow, oh! GGG with the rotation is going to be enough. Ing's going to be fine. And in fact, GGG couldn't quite do it wrong. Pops down the sentry. Oh, he's got him! Oh, it's not enough damage though. The raindrop blocking an instance of the ice path, and it is enough to get Lil out of that. But nonetheless, some clutch plays coming from Keen around that mid lane. And some great movements from the Mirana. Up and down, ready to go. And of course, off the back of this and the good farm, we're seeing nice net worth on GGG and No One. No One's still at the top on this Dev Prophet. He is going to be a huge threat, of course, when it comes to the push. But Keen Gaming will be kitted out to deal with it. GGG picking up the first plate of Alacrity and will begin his road towards the Diffusal blade. Straight up off the back of the phase boost. Mid lane Keen Gaming immediately ready to make a play. They have Moonlight Shadow ready to go in. Dream Coil back and available for this play.
This puck needs way more items. He's been really hurt by the Bounty Hunter. It does not have the luxury of track. So it looks like they're anticipating a smoke around the mid lane. Radiant did use a scan closer to bottom rune, but instead it is going to be bottom, but there's no one there. So Virtus.Pro have covered both their angles. Lil still hunting. He's only level 3. He needs a tome badly.
Yeah, the levels are getting pretty slim on this Bounty. And in fact, well, Solo's definitely ahead in terms of level. Yeah, Solo's level 5 at the moment on the Bane. Mid lane, coming in for the gank, looking for Wrong. I'll sprout him out. TP's coming through, but Wrong's gone. He's down. In, can he find anything in return? Silence to make sure he can't jump forward. Dark from the sidelines on the tree line. Drops down the ult. It's going to bring down Pasha with the Dream Coil as well. No escape for the Furion. Can they get anything more out of it though? Moonlight Shadow being used as they try and close the gap. Xianming on the front lines, but he holds back. Doesn't want to go blindly into the high ground of VP. And VP will be fine for now.
I will say this puck's a little underwhelming in his spell casting. He firstly leveled up level 1 phase, which I generally just don't think is a great idea.
I mean, he was kind of forced to though, wasn't he?
Not really.
You don't think? Could have just orbed or...
Yeah, could have just orb. Orb is fine. You also, like the orb level 1 is really nice too because, oh, that's sad. The orb level 1 is really nice too because you can make your block much easier with the orb.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely worth casting. But level 1 phase shift is like, it doesn't help you secure the range creep in lane 2. With the orb, you can secure your range creep. So I didn't already like that from him, but maybe he'll step it up. Maybe he's throwing up out of bounty.
And here's the power of VP's lineup that King Gaming needs to be pretty scared about. No One absolutely massive on the Death Prophet. When these sort of pushes come through, can Keen Gaming put a stop to them? They're turning up as 5. Can they open up this sort of fight? It's so hard for them to do. GGG not quite here on the Mirana. They may just have to let this tier 1 go. They're looking to... They really want to do this. Dream Coil potted. Oh, they've got it. No One's gone. Solo as well. Keen Gaming choosing the absolutely perfect time to go, and they're not done yet. Pasha trying for the TP out. He's not going to make it. They have the Void from the Night Stalker to cancel the TP. The tier 1 still stands, and Keen Gaming shut down an incredibly fat Death Prophet push. The tower will still fall to the creeps, but nonetheless, quite a defense for Keen Gaming to pull off in a very tough situation, as it seems.
Yeah, that was a sick jump. I love that sort of initiation where everything just goes right for one team.
I mean, it just seems like 9 out of 10 times watching other pro teams there, they would see the Death Prophet, they would just let the tier 1 go. But yeah, great decision to try and fight, timing it perfectly to get No One at the end. You know, as a Death Prophet, you're feeling a little cocky. You're like, well, the heal's about to come in. I can just continue to stand the ground. They bring him down in time. They're not actually done. They're looking for more already. Dark will get Nightmared. Void with the wraparound. Actually has the Void onto the Bloodseeker with the jump in from Ing. They're going to get it. Boundless Strike won't do it. But the rest of the lineup will. Ramses is down. Keen Gaming finding an 11th kill in this game. Have the push on the mid lane. It will be their turn to claim a tier 1 tower.
Right now, their biggest problem is that it's only really Death Prophet that's going to team fight. Blitz mentioned like the Bounty Hunter Death Prophet combination. Like you have Track and then you have the team fight from Death Prophet, because Bounty Hunter's really bad at team fight, but the rest of their lineup's actually really bad at team fight too. Bane is like so-so, not terribly great for it's all these like long range cancels. You have like the Boundless Strike, the Coil, and looks like they will.
Tianming, is he going to find Pasha in time? Ooh, not quite. Pasha's out with the TP. Little still in the neighborhood. You know, the vision down. They'll drop a scan. Tianming seeing if he can find either the Nature's Prophet or the Bounty Hunter hiding in the sidelines.
Tiny bit late.
But
look at the chicken micro too. It's always in the trees. Like if you just send it straight from the fountain.
They're so aware of the potential snipes.
All these small things. Well, there's also 2 snipers in there too, so they better be careful.
Smoke up from Ramses and Solo. They want to try and do something. They've got Rupchat and Fiend's Grip.
It's a very unexpected gank too. Like if you're keen, you're not really, because there's no towers. They might get a kill, but they won't get a tower, and there's no even track. So even if he dies right now, it's not even that big of a deal. He's happy with this.
Nothing he can do here. They surround and they bring him down. Free kill for VP. Money into the bank of Ramses. Rocking that Midas, of course, here 14 minutes, and actually going Midas. He's queued up the BKB, so a rather early one, but you look at the lineup of Keen, it's going to do a lot if he can get it online. And in terms of damage, as long as they're fighting around the Exorcism, that's not an issue. They just want to keep the Bloodseeker alive and running at heroes whilst they get brought low.
Or are they going to be super careful? Doesn't look like it.
They've been careful so far, but this looks to be the slip-up. Courier will go. Lil finally gets it. He's been hunting for it all game. Did have the completed Tranquils on for Jakiro, so Wrong will have to walk a little slower for the time being. Look at this wraparound though from Keen. They're looking for action down bottom. They're going to find it. Solo in trouble. TPs are coming through, but Solo, he is not going to survive. That's the Bane down. VP will still come forward. Drop the Blood right. Force Keen Gaming to back temporarily though, as Keen are still happy to stick around in the neighborhood. VP, man down. We'll see how careful they play. Pasha putting the split push pressure on Dark. Does have the vision. They've got the Exorcism ready though, VP. Do they really want to try and fight this? Dark says yes he does. Drops the Wukong's command. They've got the Void Slow onto the Bounty Hunter. He's down. Dark in trouble though. Sprouted up again. Doesn't have a way to cut himself out of the tree. The Wukong's command still going though, and no one. He's trying to fight with the Exorcism, but he's gone. Double kill for Ramsey, no return. VP this time turning around big time. And they'll take down them all. Keen Gaming getting a little too ahead of themselves, and you cannot afford to do that against a Bloodseeker lineup behind that sort of a tower. They just turn, and as soon as you're low, Ramses is just given a free fight to run around and absolutely beat the living daylights out of him.
Not a super great place for them to take a fight. It's so far back behind the T2, and they're just getting wailed on by the tower the entire time. At least it was, what, only 1 track kill, I believe, on the Twin Head, or on the Chikiro rather. But yeah, as you mentioned, Ramsey's just there on cleanup crew. But no one's doing his job, right? He gets his ulti, he gets not a lot of damage off, he's tanking as much as he can. But yeah, Ramsey's the real breadwinner there. Puck did not have Blink that fight too. That's a big issue.
Not. Yeah, this is the new pickup for Ing. Lil is on the hunt for him. Solo won't find him. Lil knows the whereabouts. Ing will have Dream Coil back on, and in fact, look at this, Keen. They want to try and take the pick. Solo being chased by the creeps.
Very worried, because they need to use Crypt on bottom. You could hear it, but they're wondering why the heck would a Bane be up here so low.
Well, I like this one because they saw the Bane solo, and they said, well, if he's going to be up there, maybe we can find someone else alone. They do start to head down, but
they just you can't assume that he's alone right there. Yeah. There's no way that you assume that he's alone.
Dire are scanning.
Well, nice. In fact, it's the rest of the team making the go straight away onto Ramsey. They jump up to the high ground. Ramses is gone. Dark and Tianming finding the chance to get a big jump onto the safe lane of VP.
That was strange. Lil was like, okay, this puck's back here. He's their main jumper, right? So they didn't actually expect the gank to happen right there because the puck was so far back. So it looked like Ramsey was just being a little bit greedy, but it was actually he was trying to get as much out of it. He's trying to waste their time. It's like, okay, puck can only blink so far, maybe coil.
Dark, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's done.
These are track kills.
Slowly but surely, hemorrhaging kept.
It's tasty gold indeed for VP, absolutely. Any sort of kill like that. Bottom lane, trying to find this tower. Solo comes in with the Nightmare, but immediate jump forward from Ing. Looks to try and burst him down. Ice Park's going to be off the mark. This is scary for Keen Gaming now. With the tracks coming out, Wrong He's gone. They have the Fiend's grip onto GGG. He's trying to run, he's trying to hide, but no one speeding up to him with a phase in yours catches him out. That's going to be another track kill for Virtus.Pro. Wing will be very fortunate to get himself away. TP's out underneath the Rupture, will make it, but again, these kills, some tasty gold for Virtus.Pro. As you can see, the 3 top net worth all being over the side of Virtus.
So they were doing well in like the 8 to 13-minute phase of the game because they were grouping up together and team fighting, but now they're getting picked off by the bounty hunter. Bounty hunters just find someone, okay, someone walks over, someone TPs in with Nature's Prophet, and then some of them are like, okay, we need to fight, and some of them are like, okay, we just need to kill this bounty hunter so they can't scout. So I mean, there's 2 ways to approach it, right? You prevent their eyes so they can't actually get any good ganks, or you just team fight them because their team fight's terrible. But you had 2 heroes doing 2 different things, and they were just split up. 3 people down on bottom is not a team fight.
I mean, as we can see here, his early levels may have been a little slow in the terms of experience, but just his involvement, his movements, always where the action's at, making sure that his team get away, and also with the positioning as well, especially against some of these more elusive heroes like the Monkey King and the Puck. Absolutely crucial for Lil to be where they are on sort of the back end of their escape. Spotted out by Sentry and Dust. Is a bit of an awkward position for Keen to get to. In trying to close the gap. Another Dust popped. That second Dust, though, didn't clip him, so Lil will be fine. Just out of range of that second one, popped by Ying. So Lil will survive.
He is just being so annoying.
Middle tower is under attack.
Certainly getting the job done. And now the smoke goes out. What can Keen find? Solo at the moment the closest, not really the kill that they want. Ramses would be the dream. Ramses does nearly have his BKB, and that's going to make these smokes so much harder.
Oh no, he might get it before this fight. That would be terrible for Keen.
Oh, it's so close. It's on the courier out to him. He needs his BKB, he's got it now. This is where it gets scary. Instantly pops it as soon as it's picked up, and now it's time to turn for Virtus.Pro. They turn towards GGG, cut down the Mirana, and the rest of Keen Gaming have to get themselves the hell out of there. BKB charge expended, but absolutely worth it there for Ramses. Puts a stop to the smoke attempt from Keen Gaming and is able to turn it around and take down their own carry. Nil. Waiting for more. No one still has the exorcism going. They've got a shrine, but I don't know if the shrine heal is going to be enough to save Ing. It's not. He's down. The double bounce with the shurikens as well with the track. It's going to mean another for VP. These track kills absolutely big. The bounty hunter pick seeming to be the real dream here for Virtus.Pro. They knew that they could utilize it, and certainly they have here. 21 minutes in, 9k gold lead. The kill's not that different, the farm neither so, but the track kills really stealing the show here for VP. And they're not done yet. Pasha comes in with the Sprout. Dark in trouble, still no way to cut himself out of that one. That's another kill given away, and they're not done yet. Immediate Smoke trying to close the gap and get the jump onto GGG. Will leap away. They won't chase it. No, they'll turn for the objective instead. Tier 2 down. 21 minutes in. Virtus.Pro now starting to really amp up the pressure. And the question is if Keen Gaming have to line up to put a stop to it. It's going to be hard. Look at just the net worth difference between these core heroes. Already over a 2k in each respective position between the sides.
Well, that's a smart way to deal with your Leica team fight. Just mass BKBs early on. They're actually not concerned about their late game. That's what this tells me with their BKB pick. They're like, okay, if we survive the mid game with our BKBs and break even / slightly win the team fights, we'll be completely okay in the late game. Because Puck has to deal with a lot of silences. They'll be able to split push far better because of the Nature's Prophet, and Bounty Hunter has just been ruining their momentum in this mid game. Wasted so many smokes.
78% cooldown efficiency. Well, is that good, Ben? I want to see that percent higher. No, come on, Rams. It's 22% lost.
He has died 4 times.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to be watching that efficiency, Ramses. We expect the best of the best from you, sir. Mid lane, solo. Take one for the team here. Keen will get the pick off.
I think this Puck really needed to push Keen's tempo a lot more.
Oh,
like he didn't do great in the lane, but he still got his blink far too late. He needed to be crushing all these team fights because they have better team fights. And if you're losing team fights during nighttime,
it's not great.
against a bounty hunter is really, really bad for you. So something went drastically wrong for them in the mid game. A little bit of it was them splitting up. A little bit was just, yeah, and getting picked off. But I think a little bit of it too was just poor play in the team fights too. Taking fights where they shouldn't have been taken.
This mid lane, Keen themselves actually trying to find something, but they're losing the tier 2 top.
You're rushing against a Blood Rage Death Prophet. That is probably one of the fastest building seekers you're going to get in the game, like 23 minutes.
Yeah, you got to get back, boys. Yeah. You got to do something about this push.
Maybe like Pugna and Clinks I would kind of put closer there.
Oh, no one's just in. He pops the BKB. He's ready to go, ready to chase. Will self-fuels himself. Actually just goes for the TP out, and he knows he can make it. There's no way to cancel that one. No one's back to base. Lil's out as well. They get a decent amount of damage done there to the tier 3 tower. It's nearly gone down, only 184 HP left. And they are out of there. So, yeah, these sort of pushes, these sort of plays, maybe just a little too much for Keen Gaming to deal with their lineup as it is at this stage. Lil been doing an awful lot as well on the bounty in terms of just getting intel and putting on the pressure and making it really hard to deal with. These professional teams, bounty hunters are not really a hero that they're probably that used to playing against in this current patch. And Lil, again, Duster being popped, it's not catching him. He's just walking around, they're hunting. But VP getting ever so much more out of these sort of plays. It's just time wasted for Keen Gaming and space created for Virtus.Pro.
And notice the way VP's playing. They don't have exorcism code on, they don't have the BKB up either, and they're just kind of playing around with Will, trying to stall time until these cooldowns are up too. I mean, like if Solo dies, whatever, who cares?
Yeah, they certainly realized the hero that they can kill, but at what cost? Because Ramses, he's in with the BKB. He's looking for Dark, taking quite a bit of a punch though into the cover of this Wukong's command. Does have to get himself out of there. Jump out to the side from Ing. He is ruptured, and he's also in a whole world of trouble. Silence, no way to remove, and he will be removed from the game. 45 seconds, no puck for Keen.
See, the puck's always like one item behind too. A little bit because of the bounty hunter, a little bit just because I don't think he's particularly playing that well, but he needs Yules to get rid of these sources of silence. There's 3 silences right now. The Prophet has an Orchid before he has his Yules. That's a big problem. It's a big problem.
Eyeing up Roshan in Virtus.Pro. Keen Gaming, what can they do to stop? Oh, this is the dream as well. Look at that. Look, the arcane rune on no one. It's about to wear out. He gets out the exorcism. What? Just before it ends. That's going to feel good there for the Death Prophet. Maximum efficiency from no one. And Roshan melts in a matter of seconds, quite literally. The Aegis ready to push out. BKB pipe yours. This is just to have to deal with this sort of push, this Death Prophet with the lineup, it's just so scary.
It's not supposed to be that scary though. I think like Death Prophet has that huge disadvantage that you're not particularly strong without your ultimate, and I don't really think Keen capitalize on those opportunities, right? So
yeah, I mean, there's definitely that time you can work around, but even then, just having these amount of defensive items on it.
Yeah, I do like the pipe.
The pipe and the BKB this early.
BKB, yeah. I mean, he's very unlikely to die, but like in a team fight, if he doesn't have his ulti, who cares? Like, just ignore him and kill everyone else. Focus everything on the blood.
Well, you say that, but as we're saying, even just the silences. If he throws out good silence in the team fight, that's the job done for no one. Causing issues for Keen Gaming's heroes.
There's not that many moves left for Keen to make, though. Like, they're going to have a really hard time playing against these BKBs.
Ramses. Yeah. I mean, we're sort of just a straight-up example of that. Just pop the BKB, sees the kill, takes the kill. It's falling apart quite heavily here for Keen Gaming now. 15k gold lead for Virtus.Pro. Dark trying to cut the creeps, but already they're onto the tier 2 Virtus.Pro. And they show no plans of stopping with this push. No one. Exorcism back up and immediately pops. They're ready to go. Arrow. Not going to make the connection. VP just diving in deep. Dark trying to hold them back. Pops out the Wukong's command, but BKB is already out for no one with his Siphon and the Exorcism. Just ripping Keen Gaming apart. Double buyback, triple buyback comes out. But what can they actually achieve with this one? They pop the fortification as well. Solo in trouble. Boundless Strike does help bring down the Bane. The rest of VP is starting to back off. The tier 3 almost down. Keen, can they actually get some good action out of this? The BKBs are off. They've already been popped, but of course the Aegis is still there for Ramses. Jump forward from Ing. Can they burst in once? They can. They'll bring down Ramses once. GGG still alive. Right next to him, the Ice Path holding no one in place, but it can't keep the Mirana safe. He's gone. They lose the Jakiro as well. Now, in fact, it's Virtus.Pro coming in with the buybacks, trying to turn things around. They do lose Lil on the bounty, but it's a very expensive fight for Keen Gaming, and the price is going to get even higher. Funeral costs through the roof for this side as they lose the Monkey King. And this is probably going to be everyone dying again. Ing may be lucky. A little too slippery. Or maybe just the fact that VP don't care enough to chase that puck at this stage of the game. They're 23k ahead in terms of gold. 30 to 19. 8 HP, but not for long as VP clean up the bottom tier 3. They're moving in on multiple lanes of racks now, as this game should look to be on the verge of pretty much being over. This was a little bit of a slow start for Virtus.Pro. Keen Gaming showing some hope in the laning stage, but when it came to sort of just coordination, splitting and pushing it apart, and then we have it, the GG comes out. Virtus.Pro, of course, just on the level that we expected, and Keen Gaming not providing us the upset that maybe some were looking for in this match.
I still think that Keen, yeah, they had a good first 10, 12 minutes of the game, but yeah, once that mid-game came around, when Lil had track, they just really was, they were at a loss as to what to do and how to handle.